What's up everyone? Today I want to make a video in Anime Adventures going over the best starter units to obtain that'll help you out through story, raid, any challenge, any difficult content you're struggling on. Just note in your mind that you're still gonna have to grind most of these units' evolutions. It's not gonna be just you pull them from banner and then boom, you can take on all this content. But yeah, let's get into it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Alright, so the first unit I'd like to show off is right here, Honey. You can pull her from the banner. She's very easy to evolve. I will categorize this video in I'll put all the easiest characters to evolve for the first few, and then I'll put the hardest ones to obtain and the hardest ones to evolve at the end. Honey is extremely good. If I had to rank this list, I'd definitely put her probably number 1. She could carry you through the entire game. She's an amazing starter unit. I'll be showing her off. I only have stronger superior 1 on her, but yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so we're gonna start this off by looking at Honey. She's a 5 placement hill unit, so you can place 5 of her down. Hill means that you can only place her on these little mountains over here. Like when you hold her out, you will see it's like this is highlighted in green. It means that's what you can place her on. You can't place her on the ground. That's good in most maps. Some maps that can actually be very annoying, but anyways, let's get to upgrading. So the reason Honey, in my opinion, is so great is because look at this SBA. Her damage isn't that crazy, like we're going up, you see, but her SBA is what makes her so good, and she's hill. So what most new players struggle with is that they don't have a character that can hit flying enemies, because that becomes a problem in the story and in a lot of difficult events. So you see that she gets a new attack called Hive Mind. When I'm done maxing her out, I'll put it on screen. She actually has a passive. So Honey is single target. So you can see she's not doing AoE to anyone behind her, unless with that attack. Let's turn VFX on, just so you can see. And let's see here. Let's let the enemies spawn in. So you see that attack right there, where all the bees spawn in? That is from her passive. And then her normal attack looks like that. Let's get her next upgrade, Nectar Nova. This is her max damage, 30,000 every 1 second. Keep in mind, mine's level 90, so this isn't her maximum damage. Her maximum damage is probably around 35k, but let's see if she does it here. Nectar Nova. How her passives work is that Hive Mind attack, when she attacks an enemy, it'll be like an AoE attack that does 5 times. Yeah, you saw that big attack? It'll do 5 times her damage. And then that big, bee explosion attack does 8 times her damage, and it's AoE as well. So she does have AoE, it's not immediate. Her main attack's always going to be this. So let's buff her. Let's hit her with a Griffith buff, let's hit her with an Irwin buff, and let's see what her max damage is. Alright, so with Irwin buff and Griffith buff, this is her max damage right here. She is doing 84k every 1 second. That is insane. You'll probably be seeing characters do like 300k, 400k in this video, which might make her look weak, but her attacking every 1 second makes up for that, and her passives as well. So yeah, this is Honey. She's extremely good. Personally, if I had to rank this, I would put Honey definitely at the top as like a must grab if you're a new player. As I said, super easy to evolve. You don't have to jump through any hoops to evolve her. So I think she's the best starting in the game. So yeah, let's jump to number 2. Alright, so my second unit I want to show off is Grimmjow, Ice Claw he's called in the game. I have Reaper on him, so he's going to get a 15% damage boost. You can also pull him from banner, just like Honey. He's super easy to evolve, just like her. You don't have to jump through any hoops. I highly suggest getting him. He's probably... There is no official tier list, so I can't give like an accurate rating, but he's probably within like the top 3 highest ground DPS in the game. He just does an obscene amount of DPS, especially if you're a new player. I think he's a must grab, so let's get in the game and I'll show him out. Alright, now jumping into our second unit, Grimmjow. He looks very awesome. I love the way they did his model. Let's start upgrading him. I will put his total cost on screen. I'll put everybody's total cost on screen right before I start upgrading them, just so you can see how expensive they are. We're going to get to his first upgrade, Phantom Divide. He's going from 36k to 45k. His AoE, instead of being a cone, becomes a pretty big circle. Has a very large circle. He's still ground. He's going to stay ground through all his upgrades, so just keep that in mind. We're going to upgrade him a little more until he gets his next attack. I'm pretty sure this is his final attack, Spirit Howl. His damage goes from 183k to 275k. It's a big jump, but his SBA goes up to 10 seconds. Let's do it. He goes back to a cone. Oh wow, look at that. He goes back to a cone. He does like a big explosion that shoots out of him. And his next upgrade is 18k, then 200k, and that's him maxed out. There you go. 500k, 528k every 8 seconds with 50% crit. This is crazy. This is crazy damage, especially for a unit that can just pull off Banner. I highly suggest getting him. I'm going to Griffith buff him now, and I'm going to Erwin buff him, so I'll be back when all that's ready. Alright, we're back now that he's 100% buffed. Look at this damage. This is why I'm highly recommending him. He's doing 1.4 million every 8.2 seconds with a 50% crit chance. He's going to stay ground. He's just a ground DPS unit, so him and Honey go hand in hand personally. I think they're two of the best units you can pair together. Look at this damage. 1.4 every 8.2 seconds. And he's got a pretty large cone too. Decently long range, and the 50% crit is what makes him crazy, because if you pair a Lost Vein or a Nail on him, Nail, those are both relics you can put on him. Nail is probably his best relic. That makes him do, I believe, 30% or 20% more crit damage, which is super good for him because obviously it's 50% crit. And then Lost Vein guaranteed makes his next attack 100% crit chance, which is going to be good obviously as well. So Grimmjow, please get him. If you're a new player, he's super good. I highly recommend it. And if at all you're wondering what Griffith does, back here, when I say I'm going to Griffith buff them now, Griffith actually gives them 100% damage boost. So Griffith is super, super good. I wouldn't worry about getting him if you're a new player, but that's just what he does. Alright, so let's hop into the third character now. Alright, so our third character I'm going to be showing off today is Usopp, Captain God. I'll show a picture of what he actually looks like on screen. Obviously, I have golden, so he's going to look a little different than yours. We're not going to be able to 100% buff him because he is a true damage character, so he's not magic or physical. So there's no, at least yet, there's no true buffers in the game. Alright, so let's go show him in game. Alright, so jumping over to our third unit, we got Usopp. How Usopp works is he's actually a hybrid, so you can place him on a hill or you can place him on the ground, wherever you want. Usopp, instead of attacking like a normal unit, you can see he's placing these little circles on the ground. And when an enemy walks into the circle will blow up and they'll take damage. So let's get to upgrading him. You can see he's doing a lot of damage already. 80k, so that means each of these plants are doing 80k. So he has a limit. On lower upgrades, he has a limit of how much he could place. You can see he gets plants with these next upgrades. You can see an enemy walk into them real quick. Yep, they just take damage. He gets 2 more traps, so let's get him there. Let's watch him do it. So the plants are what makes Usopp definitely super strong. You'll see it grow there. You see that? There's like a little flower on the ground. Let's upgrade him a little more. The plants are nice because when an enemy walks into the plants, you saw that. It explodes. So let's upgrade him one more time. And then he gets this next attack where they are called mushrooms. And when they walk into them, this is where Usopp shines, is when you get this mushroom upgrade. You see that? It just blew up everyone around it. That's where Usopp becomes super strong. You can see here he is pretty pricey these last few upgrades. He's doing 693k every 4 seconds. I have triple S on his SBA, so mine might be a little faster than you. If you have Usopp, the correct way you want to use him is you might see, like, let's just get rid of these guys right here. You might see while you're using Usopp, people place him super close to the path. And when you do that, you see this. Because of his range, he just randomly throws down plants wherever he wants, which is not what you want to do. You want to place it like this. You see how Usopp's just got this corner? You want to find a corner where Usopp can, like, you see that right there? So he places all his traps in this one corner because you saw these mushrooms explode. When they explode, you want to keep them all in the same area because you don't want them spaced out because it will do less damage. They're not going to explode on top of each other. They're not going to hit the same enemy. But let's just say a big boss walks through here that just has a ridiculous amount of damage. You don't want them spaced out because those mushrooms are only going to hit that one guy and they're not going to hit anyone else. Alright, let's Griffith buff him. I'm not going to do a cut. We're just going to do it because I have it all set up right here. Let's see how much Usopp does after this. Look at that. 1.29 million every 4 seconds. That means each of these mushrooms do 1.2 million. That is insane. As like I said earlier, you can't buff him, but this is crazy. I definitely highly suggest getting Usopp. He's from the banner. You evolve them by doing the puppet portals. They drop these things called smile fruits. They're not very difficult. I'm sure you could find people to do it with in a Discord server, or you can do it with your friends. It doesn't take too long to evolve one unit. As I said, you're gonna have to grind for most of these units. There is no like true starter unit where you could just get them and you don't have to evolve them or anything. So yeah, let's move on to our 4th unit. Alright, so now that we're at our 4th unit is Guts, Berserker. This is our last unit they can pull off banner that I'm going to show off. Everyone else after him is just going to be people you can get from drops, or you can get them from event banner, battle pass, where else. Guts is probably the hardest out of everyone I've shown to evolve. He's pretty similar to Usopp where you have to do portals to evolve him, but he's very worth it. He is probably maybe the strongest on this out of these 4 characters, and yeah, let's show him in game, you'll see what I mean. Alright, so our 4th unit we're showing off is Guts, Berserker. He is 135k to fully max, so he's actually quite expensive. Let's start upgrading him. You can see he's doing 6k, 14k. He gets his first new attack, Rampaging Barrage. We could look at that. Okay, all the enemies despawn, but we'll upgrade him a little more. He's get 59k before he loses this attack. I believe that's 4 hit or 3 hit. This is one of the reasons Guts is so good. So this attack, I think it's called like Berserker's Rage. This is crazy. This is one of the highest multi-hit attacks in the game. It does hit 6 separate times. Keep in mind that Guts is bleeding on top of all of this too. So he's just doing this much damage and he's bleeding at the same time. This Beast of Darkness, okay? So this is when Guts gets crazy. Beast of Darkness, let's get him there. You can see he becomes fully AoE. His attack goes up by a lot. His SPA goes up by a lot as well. So he's full AoE now. You see him attacking. And he also becomes, you can see right here, he becomes hybrid. So now he can hit flying enemies. So that is super strong. He becomes on his 8th upgrade, so it's quite a ways away, but it is definitely worth it. And then here's Guts maxed out. Keep in mind I have Nimble 3, so his SPA is getting lowered a little bit. His SPA would probably be sitting around like 12 without Nimble 3, 11. So keep that in mind. He's doing 376k, which you may look at Grimmjow and be like, oh, that's nothing. But you also got to factor in this guy's hybrid. He's fully AoE, and he has bleed. Alright, so let's go pop the Griffith buff. Let's see what he looks like with Griffith buff. There you go. Jumps up to 703k. That is crazy. I'm going to cut and I'll come back when I get Irwin's all buff so you can see him 100% as well. Alright, so we're back with Guts being 100% Irwin buff. Look at that. He jumps to 1 million damage every 10.4 seconds. That is crazy because his bleed, I just checked, it's 25% of his damage. So take 25% of this 1 million and that's how much Guts is doing. You can actually pair him with characters like Shoutier. I believe her name in game is Bloodcry. And what she does is she actually makes bleed damage do 5 times the amount of what it normally does. So Guts' 25% bleed damage would actually be boosted all the way up to 125, which is insane. Guts is 100% worth it. He's probably the hardest to evolve out of all the characters I just mentioned, but he can literally carry you through the entire game. I'm sure there's people wanting to grind him since there's so many new people trying the game out for the first time, so I highly suggest getting Guts. Like, please, he's very worth it. Alright, let's check out our 5th unit. Alright, we're back with our 5th unit. Our 5th unit's going to be Frieren, Elf Mage, she's called in game. So, you might have heard me say that Guts was going to be our last banner unit. You actually get Frieren through, here I'll show you where you get her from. You get her from this right here, the event banner. So, you need to be a little higher level. I think it's like level 15 or like level 30, I believe. It's somewhere around there. And you'll be able to summon on this event banner. And you can pull, you can see there's Frieren, Vanilla Ice, and this harpy lady, bird lady from One Piece. I don't really know her name, but and then Aizen's all the way in the back. If you can pull any 3 of them, it doesn't just have to be Frieren, but if you can pull any 3 of them, they're all extremely good. Frieren's easily the best out of the 3 of them. She's amazing DPS. She's Magic Wind. That's not a very big category, so, and she's Hill. So I'll see you in game and we'll check her out. Oh, you also, I'll throw this in here as well. You also, if you ever you're confused how to get her Evo item, you can also buy it right here in this holiday shop right next to Nami. All right, now let's see her in game. All right, jump into our 5th unit. We got Frieren, Elf Mage. She is a hill 5 placement, so you can place, oh, sorry, she's 4 placement, so you can only place 4 of her. She's very, very strong. Highly suggest getting her. I have, I believe, double S on her SPA, so my SPA is going to be a little different. So let's start upgrading her. So she has pretty high damage. She goes up to lightning magic. I believe her first attack right here is single hit. Lightning magic. This is multi-hit from what I know. She's up to 48k, 66k, 89k, and then her next attack, lethal magic, she jumps up to 113k. Let's see it here. I believe this is her final attack as well. Look how low her SPA is getting as well. That is crazy. That is multi-hit from what I know. That's like, I think 4 or 3 hit. She goes from 113k to 135k, 179, and that's her max. She's at 206k every 5.5 seconds. That is crazy. Her range as well. Look at that. I only have range 1 on her. So she's got 54 range with range 1. That is crazy. She's an amazing starter unit. I'm going to Griffith buff her now, so we could check her out with that, and then I'll come back and do a cut again with her fully Elfie buffed and 100%. Let's see what her damage jumps up to. 386k. That is insane. Every 5.5 seconds, like that is OP. I'll cut right back when I have her 100%. All right, we have her 100% buff now. This is her final damage with 100% buff and Griffith buff. She's doing 565k every 5.5 seconds with 54 range. That is amazing. Keep in mind you can place 4 of her, so you can get 4 of Frieren's maxed out. And this is probably why she's so good. She's hill. As I said earlier, a lot of you guys are going to struggle on hill. You can place 4 of her. They're all doing 500k every 5.5 seconds, multi-hit. She's amazing. Highly suggest try and get her from the event banner. As I said, she's not like a unit you can just immediately open the game to get. You got to level up a little bit to do the Christmas event, but she is pretty easy once you get the Christmas event going. She unlocks pretty easy. All right, so let's check out our 6th and final unit of the video, and I'll be right back. All right, so our 6th and final character of the video is going to be Ragna. The reason I'm putting him at the final slot of the video is because with all these other characters, you can get them by doing an event, summoning, doing banner. But with Ragna, he's a little different than all of them because you actually need to get to tier 50 in the battle pass, which is not going to be something that you can just instantly do right when you start playing the game. But you will get it done just passively by playing. You just instantly get him as a mythic, and if you buy the battle pass, you just get his Evo item as well, so you can just instantly evolve him. Ragna's a ground only character. He's physical storm. I have the shiny. We're gonna show him off, and yeah, I'll see you in game. All right, for our 6th and final unit, we have Ragna right here. He's the tier 50 battle pass to remind you. You can get that through grinding. Battle pass takes a little bit to fully finish, but it is definitely worth it. You get amazing rewards. You get 2 units. The tier 25 isn't very good, but Ragna himself is actually pretty surprisingly good. All right, so he's doing 11k in placement. We're gonna upgrade him a couple times until he gets to here. This is a multi-hit, by the way. This first attack, I think it's 4 hit, 3 hit. He's doing 34k every 5.6 seconds. Let's upgrade him. Give him a silver bomb, so he becomes a line. This is also a multi-hit. Becomes 34k every 5.6 seconds. Let's keep upgrading him. His next attack, Spirit Sword. He's 78k every 5.1 seconds. And it jumps up to 153k every 7.9 seconds. And it becomes a big circle again. This is super nice, especially if you're a starter. Keep in mind that Ragna is ground only, and he does have 50% crit, which makes him a lot better. All right, we're going to upgrade him. This should be his final upgrade. Right here, upgrade 8. He's doing 294k every 7.4 seconds with 32 range and 50% crit. That is super good. This is multi-hit as well. I think this might be 4 or 5 from what it looks like. Let's just see. 1. Yeah, that looks like it's 4 or 5. Let's Griffith buff him. Just see what he's at. He's at 294k. Jumps up to 550k. I've actually never really seen anybody use this guy yet. So this is kind of my first time. I'm going to jump to when I Irwin buff him, so yeah, I'll be back. Alright, so here's Ragna 100% buffed. He's doing 806k every 7.4 seconds with 32 range and 50% crit. Big circle, multi-hit. He definitely is super good. He basically is just like a slightly worse Grimmjow. He is way cheaper. He's 3 placement. He's ground only. He does the exact same stuff as Grimmjow, same typing as Physical Storm. So like if you can't get your Grimmjow, you can get Ragna. They're very good. They should be around the same DPS. Like Grimmjow is obviously going to be a lot higher, but if you need someone like that's not Grimmjow, you need a replacement. You can't pull him, whatever the reason might be. Ragna's right here. He's surprisingly very good. Normally Battle Pass units nowadays kind of are bad, but they surprised me this time. Ragna is super good. That was our 6th final unit, and I'm gonna cut back to the lobby now. Alright, so that's gonna be all 6 units I'm gonna show you today. There's definitely a lot more units that are beginner friendly that I didn't just show off in this video. I'll link it in the description, but the Anime Adventures wiki, super great place to figure that stuff out. You can check the tier list, you can check out units just to see what they do. I'll definitely have it linked below. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. If you have any ideas, suggestions for like future videos you want to see, let me know in the comments. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. Like and comment and subscribe. I love you. See you guys later.